Welcome to episode 1 of Talking with Tavin. I'm starting a solo podcast to practice talking out loud and saying funny stuff out loud. Because I live by myself in an apartment, so I can go days without saying a single word to anybody. A lot of times I'm just here sitting in my apartment by myself, smoking and drinking, and well, not really drinking, mostly smoking. Except today I'm drinking some Space Camper. But yeah, I'll just sit here and I'll just smoke and I'll just think of stuff. And every time I'm thinking, I'm never talking. I usually do my best thinking when I'm not talking. Like all my joke ideas that I come up with, I'm usually either taking a shower, driving, or sleeping, or trying to sleep. And so I don't know. Each one of those different thought ways of coming up with thoughts, they all come with their own challenges. Like, obviously, if you're taking a shower and you come up with an idea, I mean, if you're using pen and paper, it's going to get the paper all wet and you're not going to be able to read any of it. And if you're using a phone, you got to make sure that your phone's not inside the shower with you or you get water all over it, little droplets on the screen. So then whenever you try to type, it says you keep hitting Q. When you're trying to hit I, it's like, I thought of this. It's like Q. No, I, Q. So that's a battle for that. Whenever I'm driving, texting and driving isn't usually a very welcomed thing in modern society. So whenever I think of something, I have to use either Siri or I'll have to do the little swipe text thing. Usually misspell all my words. Then I try to go back and read it. I'm like, what the hell was I even saying right here? So yeah, texting and driving kind of makes it a little bit more difficult. And then trying to sleep kind of sucks because whenever you come up with an idea when you're sleeping, I mean, there's good and bad to it because the bad is obviously you're looking at your phone screen and you're hitting that blue light all over your face. So you're like, oh, fuck, now I'm going to be awake for an extra 30 minutes. And I mean, if you have a good enough idea, you're probably going to be sitting there laying in bed thinking about it anyways, not being able to fall asleep. But the cool thing about it is you'll wake up the next day and you'll have stuff in your phone that you don't even remember thinking. Let me see what the last thing I had on here was. Oh yeah, I came up with this idea that that flight attendants probably have to be the most depressed people because their whole life is just kind of being on the run and just drinking at the airport bars. And then their job is literally defying death every single time they take off or land in an airplane. So they just have no fucks at all. They just get a couple. You can't even drink while you're on the airplane either, I don't think. So they're just fucking raw dogging that shit, probably on pills or something maybe. But yeah, I mean, you just come up with the ideas when you're sleeping. You have to be depressed to be a flight attendant. You just drink and fly all the time, knowing that anytime the plane could crash. You think after flying all the time you wouldn't be scared. But every pilot has never crashed because if they did, they would be dead. So I guess you have that going for you. I took a trip to Orlando, Florida, and that was my first time flying in, I don't know, 3 or some years. But I was on a family trip, so I couldn't really be fucking off my ass, high and drunk. I was thinking about slipping a one of those weed pens in my carry-on or whatever, but I backed out last second because I don't think my mom would be very happy with me if I caught a federal charge on our family trip to Universal Studios in Orlando. So I didn't do that. I ate up half a edible chocolate bar that I had in my freezer. So I went 7 days without smoking, which was probably the longest I've gone without smoking since I was getting drug tested in college for track. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. I could get pretty drunk. Luckily, I was on a trip with my parents, so I didn't have to spend any money besides all the money for drinks and shit. And we were staying at pretty nice hotels, so every hotel bar, it was $40 for a double whiskey Coke. And I was like, God damn, this shit's draining my pockets, but it's the only way I could get through walking 20,000 steps every day and having to dodge through all these little Hispanic children trying to get to the lockers before me to put my stuff away before I hop on the roller coaster. But I mean, it was a pretty nice trip. It was kind of weird sharing the same room with my brother because I'm 27 now and he's 29. We haven't slept in the same room since probably ever. We've always had different rooms. So that was pretty interesting. I remember I was just laying in bed watching like some movie. I think I was watching Mrs. Doubtfire, and my brother's asleep. And I dropped the remote off the ground. It crashes on the ground. It fucking makes a loud ass noise. Batteries fly out of the remote and everything. And I'm like, oh shit. I look over at my brother, and he just slowly wakes up. He looks up. He's like kind of groggy. He looks over at me, and then he just gets up, goes to the little counter at the foot of the bed, picks up his like to go box of a burger, just sits there and like takes like three big chomps, all finishes the burger, puts the container away, and just goes right back to sleep. And I'm just looking over at him in horror the whole time, like, oh my god, like this dude, like he didn't say a single word to me. He just woke up like fucking like Undertaker, just got up, fucking reached over, grabbed the burger, and started going to town on it, and just went back to sleep, like it was normal for him. So that was kind of frightening. Like you never really don't really know a guy till you're sleeping in the same hotel room with him, and you see what he does when you wake him up. Oh yeah, but planes. So I figured out that, or I didn't figure out. I think many people have figured this out before. But the most dangerous part of a flight is the takeoff and the landing, which kind of sucks because during the takeoff, like they don't even give out the drinks yet, so they're pretty much just hoping that shit fucking goes up with no difficulties. I didn't get the window seat on either the flight there or flight back, and both times the person on the window didn't open the window like the whole time, which kind of sucks. I usually like looking out the window, especially like at the very top above all the clouds and shit. But it's nice for the takeoff and landing because like it just makes your death even more or even more uncontrollable, which is kind of nice. Because you don't really want to die in a way that you can control it. Because then if you fail and you die, you're just like fuck. Like you go up to fucking purgatory. You're like fuck. I'm a loser. I couldn't stop my own controllable death. But if you die in an uncontrollable way, especially if you're a little drunk or high, it's just like fuck. Well, I guess it's my time. Like nothing I can do about it. So that's the nice part about flying, I guess. Every time you do it, you're just kind of flipping a coin like a or like a 100-sided die, but only one of them is like a skull with like crossbones or something. This is another thought that I had while I was trying to sleep. It's like, do you ever know what your life is worth? Well, for me, whenever I'm taking a plane, it's 2 whiskey cokes. Because by that time, after the takeoff and you're sober, they finally give you the little drinks and the shit. And for longer flights, you get an opportunity to get a couple drinks. So after 2 whiskey cokes, I'm like, fuck it. If this plane doesn't land very well, then I'm not gonna care as much than whenever we were taking off. Like fuck, I'd rather die on the landing than the takeoff, because at least you get to like enjoy the ride. Like imagine on a roller coaster, if you died at the beginning of the roller coaster, like you couldn't even enjoy the ride. Like you'd much rather die at the end of the roller coaster than the beginning. And it's kind of a full circle moment if you think about it, because you end where you start, which is kind of like how life is. Well, no, not really. It only worked that way if you're Benjamin Button. Then the end of your life would be the beginning of other people's lives, so that'd be full circle. I don't know. That's why I'm doing this, so I can try to think of shit while I'm talking, because I'm not usually big on talking all the time. Oh yeah, this is something I've been thinking about. Is I guess some people don't have like an internal monologue. So like for me at least, whenever I'm like thinking or whatever, I'm like, oh, like if I'm looking at this beer and I'm like reading off like all the stuff on here, I'd be like reading it in my head, but like my voice, I would have like I could like hear like a voice of it like saying what I'm reading, I guess. I don't know. There's this philosopher guy. I forgot what his name is, but he was trying to figure out like how to fix like distractions and stuff. Like he's like, man, I'm always distracted. I'm trying to write all these great theses on whatever the hell was going on in 1800s or whenever he was alive. But he could not figure out what was getting him distracted every time. He's like, oh, this distracts me, that distracts me. And he eventually got to the point where he put this like giant like helmet on that like took away all of his like senses and stuff, to where he had like a little breathing tube, but that was it. Like he had, maybe he could see out of it. I'm not sure, but basically he's in this like giant like head apparatus that you breathe out of like a freaking snorkel. And he's still trying to get work done, but he's still getting distracted. And he found out that like the brain is responsible of like 50% of like 100% of the distractions 50% of the time, or some stupid shit like that. So yeah, my inner monologue kind of sucks. Like, or not inner monologue, inner voice or something. Maybe it's a monologue. I don't know. The narrator of my life. He's a lot better at singing than me. Like whenever I'm like listening to a song, I'll like think about the song and like sing along with it in my head. I'm like, damn, I'm fucking killing this song right now. I need to do some telekinesis karaoke. But in reality, whenever I try to like mimic my inner monologue voice and sing the song out loud, I sound like somebody's freaking stabbing a pigeon on a hot sidewalk or something. So I don't usually, I'm not one for singing. Um, they say that the best time to start a podcast is 10 years ago, and the second best time is right now. But when you're a procrastinator like me, it's tomorrow. Which is, I'm pretty surprised at myself that I'm even recording this right now. Who knows if this will ever even go out. Um, but yeah, I'm usually a big procrastinator. Like my entire time, I got a computer science degree in like 4 years and 2 summer schools. And I had like a $50 laptop for all these like coding classes and bullshit. And every single week, I'd like all my stuff would be like whatever due date it would have, but like majority of the time it'd be due at like midnight on Sunday or something. So every single week I just push off all my work that I could until Sunday, and then I'd just crank out all my assignments like, I don't know, like in 4 or 5 hours or something like that. And then I'd get decent grades like C's and B's. I don't even think I got a 3. I think I had like a 2.8 or something in college. But I mean, that shit doesn't even fucking matter. I remember I had this lifespan, or yeah, like lifespan development or something like that. I had this like a lifespan development class with my buddy Grant. Or actually, I probably won't even say it. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. I got like fucking 30 followers. So yeah, I had this class with Grant, my buddy, and this is like one of the first classes. We're sitting there like, I don't know, it's probably like a week or something in, and he's like, man, this class sucks. Like, it's literally just teaching us stuff that we already know, like, because it teaches you like how you develop from like a baby into like toddler, fucking kid, teen, adult, old person. It's like the whole, you're how do you develop throughout your lifespan? That was the class. He's like, we've already done, like, we already know like half this stuff already. Like, let's just stop going to class and like go towards the end whenever they're talking about being an adult, and then we can learn about that stuff. And I'm like, you know what, Grant, that's a really good idea. Like, I'm 100% on board with you. Let's just go to our other buddy Alex's house and just play Fortnite till 4 a.m. every day and sleep in. It's like, man, we had this stuff figured out. And then come to find out, we ended up not going back to class at all. And I ended up failing it and having to retake it over the summer. So there's one of my summer schools. But yeah, college was very interesting. All right, I think I have like two more things. But yeah, this is something that I've been thinking about ever since I started my 9 to 5 job. Is like there's just not enough time to do everything in your day. Because if you think about it, like I'm somebody that needs a lot of sleep, so I'll try to get like at least 8 hours of sleep every night I can. And whenever you're working for at least 8 hours, like that's already 2/3 of your day right there. So you're left with only 1/3 of the day, but you're using some of this 1/3 of the day to chunk out time for like commuting to work. Like for me, it's 15 minutes to work, 15 minutes to get back home from work. That's 30 minutes. So that's already chunking into my 2/3 of my day. And then you think about it, you gotta like cook food, you gotta do laundry, you gotta do dishes, you gotta fucking do all this other shit. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, now I got like, I don't know, like 5/7 of my day left. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? And I mean, the answer is always just smoke weed and play video games, but sometimes I like to ponder on other options, which is kind of actually why I started comedy in the first place. Like going up to open mics and stuff is because like I just was getting tired of the same routine, like that Squidward meme where he's like shopping, he's like dancing and stuff like that, and it's the same thing over and over again. His smiles, his smile slowly going down to a frown, and then he's just like, I don't know, just like the mundane, like repetitiveness of like everyday adult life. It's just like, man, I know there's something else out there. So I started doing some open mics, and it's nice because I work for a school district and I can kind of use it as like a way to not have to like censor or filter myself. And I can just kind of like do something with all these like weird thoughts that I have coming into my mind, write them down, and then try to make it something funny and make other people laugh. Because I mean, at the end of the day, like we're all just fucking sitting on this floating rock, and everybody's butting heads about the fucking illusion of choice, where it's Democrat, Republican, fucking ketchup, mustard, Coke, Pepsi, like all that. Like it's like everybody's fighting over these two things. It's like those two things don't even fucking matter. So that's why I think I want to do comedies, because everybody takes everything so fucking serious. It's like it's not that deep. Nobody knows anything. We're all just fucking stupid, and we're trying to go through this life with this fucking mirage of like what we think is actually going on, when in reality we're all just probably descendants of fucking monkeys that got fucked by aliens. Like nobody knows anything. But yeah, we just hit 20 minutes. Probably, I don't know if I'm gonna cut this up or not, but I just think I got a decent amount of stuff. I want to probably do like somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes of me just talking and going through stuff. It's different thoughts that I have. But yeah, this has been Talking with Tavin. Cheers.